What's going on, y'all? Figure right now is better time than any, since I am on the side of the road. I got some time to kill, so I'm gonna do the reveal right here, just because the next videos I do want to post will reveal the truck. So I'm just gonna show you guys the truck here. I plan on doing a better reveal, but obviously just the way the time is working out for me, I don't. So yeah, I'm gonna give you guys a reveal here, and let me know what you think below, and then we'll continue the vlogs from there, and I will explain my reasons for absence for the last 2 months. So here we go, enjoy it. Alright, so as you know, I'm not good at cinematic shots, but enjoy that for what it was. So this color is a Ford color. So this is gonna be I don't know the color code. I think it's a JX Ford color. So it's a lead foot gray. So it's like a it's really hard to tell in pictures and even in person, but it's just how the way the color came out. It's like a greenish, grayish. Man, it's hard to explain what the color is, but I'll show you guys kind of everything I did do, and then we'll start from the back, I guess. But the color came out all right, better than what it was in red as far as the condition, obviously, because it's new. And the only reason I did get rid of the red is because I want to do daylight doors, and I will never be able to recreate those lines, those stripes that I had to the doors when I put the new doors in. So I kind of bit the bullet. I didn't know what color to go with, but I figured I always liked this color. So, and I always like the gray colors, and everything I really have is gray. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll do the lead foot gray. And I wanted to do the Peterbilt color. It's a North Sea gray, but I didn't want to copy the Peterbilt look. So I just kind of sent it with this one. And honestly, I'm not disappointed. It's different and it looks good. So anyway, so what I did was I removed the front blinkers that I used to have, those JJ brackets. The grill is still the same till we get a new grill. It's actually got more damage now than it did before. It's another story. The elephant ears, I do have them. They're inside the truck. I didn't have time to put them on. I did 12 gauge mirror brackets. So they're just three posts. Didn't really do anything as far as that goes, but I did put new mirrors on. So I got new mirrors and then mirror brackets. Changed out the company decals and all that. I did windows from a 2018 or a 2016, I can't remember, T680. So these actually open. If you remember mine, they were a one piece. So that's all I did here. I didn't do anything to the top, mirrors or windows or anything. To the back, I did add this box. If you guys remember, I have cab damage on this part of the truck in the back. So I put this box. You can see where the bolts are. And for the bracket I made that goes inside, maybe I'll cap these or I'll color match them. But for now, it's not something you really notice, so I just don't bother with it. I color matched the deck plate because the color, it's not even the color, but the condition was so bad of it that to polish it, it would have been a lot, because you would have to sand it all down and then repolish everything. And then you got to keep doing that over and over again. It's just in such a bad spot. So I just had to color match it and then carry it right back on over here to the mud flaps. So what I did with the mud flaps, these bolts were sitting here. Pretty much this was here and this was here. So they sat out this far out. And I color matched them because they were pretty gone from here down, all the grime and stuff and the rock debris and the road and all that. So now they sit a lot closer to the tire. These are just temporary, of course, until we get our either double humps or just a half fender. More likely just gonna do a half fender instead of this quarter. Now, I put lights in this. Obvious reason is so I can reach the bolts inside. Otherwise, I would have left it with no lights and just kept these lights here and left it the way it is. I recolored, same color, but painted the frame. I removed the steps that were here. So I had the steps. I sanded it down as best as I can. Then I did it all the way back. From the bottom, the fifth wheel plate and all that. Everything is pretty nice. Not perfect, of course, because it had its, rust spots and stuff that I really couldn't do anything about. And you can't really use Bondo on stuff like this. As soon as you tighten the bolts, it's gonna crack. So I left it the way it was for somebody who knows what they're doing, because it's not me. That's when we stretch the truck. So when we go from there, stacks are still the same. We'll be getting some 8-inch stacks, of course. The mud flaps, I have them, and I have 3 bolts. I gotta find 3 more, the OEM ones I can't find. I have the Kenworth emblems that still go there. They're in my side box. But you need really good 3M tape in order to get them to stay and not lose them, and they're really heavy. So I got these headlight brackets, headlight covers, bezels with blinkers and running lights in them. I think I showed that before. The truck is a little bit lower than what it was, so now it sits flat and even on the ground, versus before where one side would be up and the other side would be all the way down. So everything is even now. That doesn't drive me crazy. I did get a new visor. I believe this is a RLK visor. It's a 13 to 11. Now I can see stoplights a little bit better. I know you guys had a complaint about that, but even when I drive now, I can see more. It's pretty nice. It's also color matched. I shaved off the clearance lights on the sleeper itself. It's another thing I wanted to get rid of. So I got rid of those, sealed up the holes, sanded over it, bondoed, and filled it up with fiberglass. So those shouldn't leak anytime soon. This one's, of course, closer too. This one feels like it's a little bit closer towards the tire because it was rubbing on the inside part, but I think it's pretty good now. So that's the reveal for you guys. So far everything's going really well. This tank, I mean, I don't know if you could tell, but obviously it's not perfect. It's not as good as like the frame itself, just because every time I used to clean the truck, wash it, I would tire shine the tank to bring back that black color it used to have. And of course there was a step here, so with that step you can barely see the tank. But now that the step is gone, the air tank is really exposed. So of course I'm going to be removing this and tucking it up probably somewhere inside over there or on the other side. Doesn't have too many lines going to it, so it shouldn't be too bad to relocate. But that's the plan, is to pull this off and relocate it. Really didn't have much time to obviously mess with everything, but I did what I can before I went to work. So I pulled off the cab extenders. If you guys remember, on the other side somebody hit it and that cab extender was damaged. So I've always been digging the look of no cab extenders, and I like the gap, of course. So I removed the cab extenders. I still kept all the hardware, so these are still here, and I put these off of you can tell this one, because I ran out, is different than this one, right? I could have put it up towards the top, but it's not something anybody notices. But these are from a T660, and these are original ones. They're smaller, so they fit in more. You barely notice them. So I just did both sides with those, and in case me or if I ever get rid of the truck, wants to put the cab extenders back on, you just undo the hardware and put them back on. No big deal. They probably won't ever be going back on, but there's a chance. You know, you never know. So the color definitely pops. I did have to repaint the hood, by the way, guys. The hood came out really bad. I had some runs here and here and on the hood, and it was driving me crazy. So I pulled it off, I sanded it, and I repainted it again.